What is up, you guys? Pete DiCarlo here, and today we're going to talk about Apple earnings. I've been talking about the amount that big money has been buying the living crap out of Apple and Facebook. I expected Apple and Facebook to take massive moves. If you want, go back the past couple of weeks, look at the videos that we've been making. In this video, we're going to go over Apple. However, we're going to go over their earnings, we're going to go over their move, and we're going to go over where I think you're going to be going in the next couple of weeks and months. Both had record amazing earnings, and so I want to go over them. One thing you guys probably noticed, however, I'm going to talk about this multiple times, is that the name of the channel is different. So the name of the channel right now is DiCarlo Capital. It's no longer Peter DiCarlo. I'm going to address this multiple times in the next couple of weeks. Unfortunately, with YouTube, as much as I love it, it kind of puts you in a niche and only allows you from an algorithm standpoint to talk about the things you want to talk about. So originally I wanted this channel to be based around personal development, entrepreneurship, and investing as a whole. Instead, this channel has turned into strictly a fundamental long-term investing and swing trading channel. And my second channel, Traders Helping Traders, is more of like a daily technical analysis type channel. So I'm starting a third channel called Peter DiCarlo. That channel is not live yet. I will let you know when it's live. Thank you guys for all of the support. That channel is going to be around business building. It's going to be around entrepreneurship. It's going to be around personal development. It's going to be more so sharing and teaching the things that I have used and learned over my past couple of years to build the business that I've built, to position myself in life where I am right now, which is very well off at this point, which I'm very proud and happy to say. And a lot of it is because of you guys. So I want to give back with that content. And so I will be making this DiCarlo Capital. Everything will stay the same. The content will stay the same. And the third channel that I will be starting will just be my name. And I'll get to you guys when that video comes out. And I'll make an official announcement video as well in the next couple of weeks. So guys, thank you for all the support. Let's get started. So looking at Apple, we've been talking about this for a long time now. I've been calling out Apple back up to 145 for the past couple of months now. The stock took a really good bounce down here at 118, took a good move up, have this nice cup and handle forming. And with the amount of buying that has been going into Apple in the past couple of months, which I talk a lot about black box and a lot about smart money moves and how to track them, and I will continue to do that as well in this channel. I expected a pretty massive earnings beat for Apple. So Apple reports another blowout quarter with sales up 54% and authorizes $90 billion in share buybacks. So number one, the share buybacks is massive. When a company is willing to buy back their stock, it's huge. Like it means that the stock obviously is undervalued in the company's eyes. If a company's selling stocks to the public, that normally means not always that they think it's overvalued, but in general, it means that they want to raise capital and they think this is a damn good time to do it. And when they're buying back their shares, that in most cases means that they believe that the stock is undervalued. So $90 billion worth of buybacks is insane. 54% higher than last year is absolutely insane too. That's an insane amount of growth. And Apple did not issue official guidance for what it expects in the quarter ending in June. So no guidance. I think that if we had guidance, this thing would be up more than 5%. I think this would be up around 145. But I understand why a company like Apple doesn't want to put guidance out there. When a company puts out guidance and it's under what analysts expect, the stock tends to not really perform too well. If they go out, excuse me, and they offer guidance that beats expectations massively, but then they don't deliver on it, that's never good either. You know what I mean? So here's how Apple did versus their Redfin estimates. EPS of $1.40 versus 99 cents, which is a massive beat. Revenue of $89.58 billion versus $77.36 billion. So killed it on the bottom line as well. 53% year over year growth. iPhone revenue. This is a massive number here, right, guys? Because iPhone revenues have been declining for years. $47.94 billion versus $41 billion estimated, up 65% year over year. Services, another important number, $16.9 billion versus $15 billion, up 26%. Other products, $7.8 billion versus $7.79 billion, up 24%. Mac revenue, $9.1 billion versus $6.86 billion, up 70% year over year. iPad, $7.8 billion versus $5.58 billion, up 78% year over year. Gross margins, 42.5% versus 39 0.8% estimated. So those numbers are freaking insane for a company the magnitude, the size of Apple to be putting up those kind of numbers coming out from a national, I can't say the P word, but a national one of those that we've had in the past year is, or world P word, I should say, that we've had in this past year is absolutely freaking insane. So like I said, Apple did not officially put out guidance for their quarter ending in June, and they haven't provided any revenue guidance either since the start of the Rona. And I understand why. Like I said, there's a ton of uncertainty. There have been supply chain issues in the past couple of years, chip shortages. There's so much. I don't think it's a smart idea for them to give out guidance either. Apple said in the past months that its business has been boosted by the Rona as consumers and businesses bought computers to work and entertain themselves while at home. But Apple's strong result in the quarter suggested a trend that may persist more as economies open back up. Tim Cook said, "This quarter reflects both on enduring ways of our products have helped our users to meet the moment in their own lives, as well as optimism consumers seem to feel better about the days ahead for us." Mac sales were up 70%, and one driver was at the company's introduction of its Mac laptops that used its own M1 chips for longer battery life instead of the processors sold by Intel. And those iPad sales were also up 79%. So they started making their own chips for those MacBooks. We remember that, like, I think 6 months to a year ago, they originally spoke about that, which is really good. Short term, it might hurt some things. It doesn't seem like it has, but one of the main worries that a lot of people might have thought was potentially it might not be as up to par as Intel. They might actually spend more money now that we're, just coming out of the first round of research and design, spending more money for their own M1 chips. But at the end of the day, the more that a company makes something in-house, in my opinion, the better that it normally is, because it allows them to innovate on their own terms. It allows them to save money. It allows the product to be in their own hands and not have to rely on anybody else. One potential theory in the next couple of years is that they're going to make their own chips across the board, which would get rid of Skyworks Solutions, who makes their chips in their phones, as well as a ton of other companies, which would be massive. So neither of those results include the iPad Pro or the iMac models the company announced in March, which are expected to drive additional demand. Apple's iPhones also reported strong results this quarter, quelling fears that the current annual cycle would slow down. Last year, Apple released iPhones with a new exterior design and 5G support, which many investors believe could prompt a major upgrade cycle, which this quarter results indicate. In Greater China, which includes maintained Hong Kong and Taiwan, Apple revenue increased over 87% year over year to $17.73 billion, although the comparison is to the quarter last year, which China was largely shut down in the early days of the Rona. Every other geographical category, including Americas to Europe, were also up on an annual basis. Apple's high margin service business, including iCloud, Apple Store, Apple subscriptions like Apple Music, showed a 26.7% growth. However, Apple App Store has been challenged by lawmakers and companies saying its costs are too much and has too much power over their creators. The App Store has been economic miracle last year. The estimates are that there was over $500 billion of economic activity because of the Apple Store alone. And this could have been an economic game changer for not only the United States, but several other countries in the world. So Tim Cook told CNBC, freaking nuts earnings. Overall, across the board, congratulations if you are an investor in Apple. Nuts earnings, insane growth, like $1 trillion company growing at that freaking speed. It's nuts. Like, to see, maybe a smaller company like AMD, or a smaller, like one of these smaller tech companies grow at that speed is nuts. But, pretty normal, I should say. Not normal, but still crazy, but good. Not anything like out of the ordinary. Apple growing at this rate, still freaking insane, guys. Overall, congratulations to anybody who played Apple. I ultimately think in the next couple of weeks, we'll see Apple back up at all-time highs. Thank you guys for all of the support. Thank you for everything. If you want to get access to every single trade and investment that I take as soon as I take it, you can live stream with me and my team every single morning for the first hour of market open. Get access to our 60-hour course library, which teaches you everything from trading to investing to options, everything that I've learned in the past 7 years of investing and trading. Go and check that out down below. You can start for $10 your first month. Thank you guys for all the support. Truly means the world to me. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.